What's up, you guys?
Welcome back to El Pumpcast episode
Episode 4.
4.
Alright, guys, so I can't believe we're already on episode 4. It doesn't feel like it. And I was telling Chris too earlier that I can't believe that you guys enjoy talking to us, not even talking to us, hearing
Listening.
us, listen to us, and also do you guys do talk to us about it. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's been super exciting, fun, a learning experience as we go because we're still kind of like learning how to mess with things and
mhm.
how we sound and stuff like that. So,
Yes, there's so much to learn because like the echo. We've been getting like little cushions and stuff for the walls, and it's just a lot of learning experience. And then also like the sound can bounce off mirrors and things like that. We have like this big mirror in here, so yeah,
yeah, been going pretty good.
yeah, it's been going pretty good. Okay, so just to start off, we want to talk about our quote of the week, and then go from there. You
Yeah.
want to go first? Because I always go first in my quote.
All right. So my quote this week was, and I actually saw one of our buddies, Jay, he posted this on his story, and I felt like I was like, wow, that's true. Like it kind of resented with me.
Yeah.
This is what the quote says. So it says, maybe your path is harder because your calling is higher. I was like, wow, maybe, yeah. So I just felt like it resented with me because I just felt maybe at the time I kind of thought about it as like maybe we're going through like these little ups and downs with the gym and stuff now
Mhm.
because it's all gonna come like play out really big for us at the end, like I mean, obviously we've been pretty successful with the gym and stuff, but I feel like it's just gonna grow into something even bigger. And that's what the like the calling will be higher in the
Yeah.
future for us. But obviously that depends a lot on us too. It's just but I just liked how that quote
Yeah.
sounded.
Well, that's the thing, like I always have to be honest, like well, listen to all these motivational quotes and stuff, how we're like, um, good things will come, but also you have to like put in the work within that time for the good things to come. You can't just lay in bed and
Like,
watch
yeah, it's not gonna fall on your lap.
expect to be like successful. You're just like laying in bed all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, how did you find that quote? Or you were just jamming out or
Uh,
watching something?
no, well, I saw it on Jay's story. I saw he posted
Oh,
it,
he
and then
shared.
yeah, he shared it on his story, and then I was like, wow, I really like that quote. I was like,
You
I'm gonna,
screenshot it?
yeah, I took a screenshot, but it just it kind of like you just go back like even growing up, like maybe you had a hard path, and like I'm not saying I had a hard upbringing, but I went through some shit growing up, like everybody, I'm sure a lot of people go through stuff, daily. And it was just like I kind of thought about it like, damn, maybe I went through all the bullshit I went through when I was like in my teens, like, and now this is my calling. Like my calling was higher. Like I'm here now. I'm feel like I'm doing good. Like I'm making my parents proud, my family, my siblings, like, and I'm working and I have a roof over my head. I'm able to eat when I want, what I want. So
Yeah.
it's just, yeah, I'm grateful.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, but I'm really proud of you because like from when I first met you and stuff, like you've definitely changed and became a better man, like for yourself and stuff, and from the stories you told me in the past and stuff. So that's true. You're an inspirational man. Not you know, you are. Because if you think about it, like we met when we were like younger, like
yeah.
early 20s, and then now, yeah, he's gonna be 30, so he has a black senor and stuff. So you'd expect like,
Ya estoy peludo.
yeah. So and speaking of, he cut his hair too.
Oh yeah. Check this out.
Yeah. So if you're watching this on YouTube, guys, it's had like a little mini fro. Tell them why you were growing that hair out.
So I was growing my hair because I like Fuerza Regida, right? And the lead singer of the band, J.O.P., he was growing out his hair, so I was like, I'm gonna grow my hair too. I used to have long hair, and like for all my friends back home and stuff, like when I was in high school, I had really long, like curly, fruit, like long hair, you know.
Yeah.
And then that's how it kind of grew back right now. It was cool. I liked it, but I was already at the so I got a haircut on Friday or yesterday, and at the beginning of the week, I had already made up my mind that
Chocolate.
yeah, that I was gonna try. I even texted my barber, Albert. I was like, "Hey, bro, it's coming off." He's like, "Let's do it." So
I mean, he wasn't waking up and like putting nice gel, those oils on it. Like, you would just get up, so that, I mean, it was puffy.
yeah,
It wasn't controlled,
nappy and tangled and
tangled
yeah.
because he would work out, put a hat, and then leave without a hat. Like, it was all pistado and everything. So, like, um,
For
so
sure, for
it
sure.
had, what's that word? It had potential, but it didn't reach its full potential because he was wanting to braid it.
But my hair was long enough to braid.
Yeah, but you weren't gonna
Huh?
braid it, right?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna braid it. Like it was just something I probably said, but it wasn't like let me. I was like, let me think about it, and I'll braid it and
Yeah.
whatnot. So yeah,
One quote is worrying does not take away troubles. It takes away today's peace. So that was my quote. My quote, I really was worrying a lot this past week about like certain random things. And then one of my clients actually we were just chatting away and she was hearing me speak and then she just told me like that I'm worrying too much of the things that I can't control. And she was like, but why are you like she asked me, why are you worrying about it? And I was like, and it kind of made me think uh like it made me think for maybe about like 10 seconds and then she was like, yeah, so you're worrying about something you can't one can't control, two, you don't even know what you're worrying about. Like you're making things worse than they are, or
I
like making up scenarios that
I
you're
feel
like,
like I tell you that all the time.
I know you do tell me all the time, but it was this is the moment. Like I was in that moment
It
where I
was
was
the moment.
worrying, and she just kind of said that like if the I mean, which is true, the more we worry all the time, like every single day, like you're never gonna be happy and peaceful, you know.
Yeah.
So something, yes, life happens where you're like, oh snap, this happened, or like we have emotions, we're human, but there's times where like sometimes you can't really let the worries that are not that big of a deal sometimes to like control your emotions, and then it affects you all day long.
Yeah. Control the controllable,
Yeah.
basically.
So that was an inspiration for
I
that.
feel like I tell Irma that all the time, and then she has to hear it like from somebody else for her to actually like, you know. A little topic that I wanted to get into for today was what was your favorite food growing up that either like your mom cooked or your dad or your grandparents, something that you remember that like like I miss that dish.
So I have one that I really miss, and I know I could probably ask my tia, but I'm not gonna be like, tia, make me your frijoles.
What the
So my tia Petra. So years back, so we all lived together in a house, and which my stepchild's sister. My mom knows how to cook, but my tia Petra would cook like the legit, like authentic Mexican food, and
yeah,
she still does.
she
Those
still does.
peppers, dude, it's crazy.
The
Like we can
pozole
get
that she made, oh, the pozole is bomb.
her pozoles. Like I've tried different people's pozoles, restaurants. Like it is still the number one pozole I've ever tasted in my
And then
life. And
she makes the spice too, right? Like with
yeah, she
the
like moles, whatever the
yeah, la mole.
with the molcajete, she
Yeah,
says,
it's so
yeah,
good.
so
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 good.
good. So oh yeah, but the dish is she would always make black beans and then her tortilla de harina. Like it had to like those black beans were and then okay, so she'll have it was egg with like chile, but it was sometimes it would be like different sauces on there. And
Like
then
huevos rancheros.
yeah, kind of like that.
Uh-huh.
I think it was, and then with the black beans.
On the
But
side.
it had to be those black beans on the side with the tortilla, like
How? Like
yeah, like you can grab it and
you use the whole tortilla.
yes,
Well, there's nothing on the plate, but you're still like you still have tortilla left over, so you need to get every little thing on there.
good it was,
Yeah.
and I'm sure it still is. I just haven't had it in a long time yet,
Yeah.
but it's like
Okay. Mine is let me see. Probably something from my dad's mom, my Wilta Mari. She cook. I mean,
oh, dude,
she cooks really good. I felt growing up, she made some really good pozole too. But
I think I've
eh,
only had her menudo. I've never had her. Wait, yeah, I
I've
have. I think I have.
yeah, you have. Probably just any breakfast dish really that my grandma would make.
Yeah.
Any breakfast dish.
Because every time I go, she's like making.
She's
fresh.
yeah, she's in the kitchen all the
And
time.
like she's literally making the frijoles and then the tortillas,
The
the
thing
chocolates,
is
whatever.
that she cooks everything with lard, which is not the best, but it's fucking
It's
good.
good.
It's fucking good.
One one time, I think I saw your tia coming down with the. I love all that. It was funny though. I saw one of your tias coming down with the truck with like buckets,
Oh yeah, there are buckets of
and
lard.
it's like,
That's just my
like
grandma's cooked with that for years. It's just
it's just
like
part of the
yeah,
culture.
it's part of the culture, like part of you know.
Yeah, and I saw her pulling out with some gallons, and I'm like,
No, no buckets,
buckets. You know, like those
lard buckets. Literally, yeah, they get them in bulk. That
yes, and crazy the food, and it does taste so good, but it's definitely different.
yeah.
So
And she the ooh tortillas.
yeah, I know
The
the tortillas.
tortilla she makes. Wow.
Yeah, that's so
So when we were little too, she would make us like a bunch of tortillas and like we didn't even have food anymore and she was still throwing tortillas. I'm sure she still does this. She was throwing tortillas on the table, literally throwing like boom, las peloteaba and then or like las peloteaba, right?
across the kitchen.
Throw them across the kitchen. No, she would just kind of like
Oh, you
boom,
so like
flip them and then toss them on the table
oh toss them.
like a toss,
Obviously,
yeah.
full food.
Oh, bro, wait. So she would make tortillas and then I'd just get like a whole butter stick and just, and then they were super warm, so the butter would melt. It was so good, man.
Yeah, I know.
We're actually going to Eagle Pass tomorrow, so
So yeah, we'll be out there tomorrow.
yeah, so good. Or she just asks, like every time I see her, or when I see her when we go back home,
Mhm.
she's like, "Tienen hambre, tienen hambre," like
Yeah,
always asking, like she's just always down to cook, which
yeah,
I love that about her. Yeah, she don't care. She makes my siblings food. Like anybody who's there, she'll ask them if they're hungry. So
yeah.
that's one thing that she loves cooking. Yeah. Yeah, and then just kind of going back to growing up, what was like one of the fondest memories that you had, whether it was like when you were little or maybe like a teenager, something that kind of like stuck with you over the years and you were just like
Positive.
it could be any memory, like a happy memory or like something that you just always remember, like even if it's randomly, because you know how you have people have those memories that like, yeah, I might never forget that, you know?
Yeah.
Like when I fell out of a car.
Yeah, I would say one time it was with my grandma Trini, it was me, Amy. I don't remember if Armando was with us in the car, but my grandma Trini, she's never really like knew how to drive at the time, like never.
Hmm.
And I guess she kind of had to learn. And my grandpa, rest in peace, was in the terreno, like cutting the grass in the little tractor. And I think we were gonna go with him for some reason. And my grandma at that time was also learning how to drive. And it was my grandpa's car. You know, like those long little cars that like grandparents have. What are those called?
I don't know. There's a
I
different
think it
one.
was
Like
those throwback cars.
like an Impala,
Yes, like an Impala vibe. It was. I think it was one of those.
Impala vibe.
And I think so. Amy remembers this. And we were in the car. Amy has better memory than me, but this is from what I remember. We're in the car, and my grandma like just starts driving,
Hmm.
and then she like steps on the gas so fast, and we're like, "Grandma, grandma, slow down!" And we crash into like a little bit of the fence before we even exit like this
Bruh.
diamond that she lived in, and we like swerve out, and then we kind of get on the grass a little bit, and and I remember we were screaming, "Grandma, grandma!" And then that's what I remember. And obviously, me and Amy yelling, it's gonna scare her. And that I don't remember if she like stopped and we went back. I don't even remember anything, but I just remember like the small little impact. But we didn't crash like bad, but it was like she stepped on the gas a little too
That's
fast.
funny. That's funny.
So that's something I'll never forget.
I feel like one just it's like a person can just have like so many memories too, right? Like that. Like you know how
Yeah.
y'all stayed with your grandma for a while, like a good long like
Mhm.
amount of time. Like you just have all these things that like can come up. I'm sure there was more memories, you know, but yeah, I always think about that. Like, dang, we were kids one time, and then now
Yeah, I'm more curious. And
we're older and stuff like that.
I always remember my grandpa was always outside. Like, so what would happen was, So my mom and my dad would take turns like
Hmm.
every summer. So one summer would be with my dad, and then my dad would drop off Amy and I and Armando at my grandma's. So it's over there at the valley in Harlingen. No, sorry, not in Harlingen. In Lyford, we would be in Lyford. My mom's mom lives in Harlingen, but we would stay in Lyford, and Lyford's like this little mini town. So all we would do is stay at my grandma's house, and my cousin Lassa and Sebastian and Joe were like literally like a couple feet away because they lived right behind my grandma, so we would just all spend the summer together.
Yeah.
And then like Josette and Catherine, so all of us would just chill every summer, like back and forth. So I mean, we would stay there for like all summer. Like once the school was out, like boom, we would go. And so there was like so many fun memories. Like even though if you think about it, like it's different now, but over there, I remember we were always outside, so we would do things like that. And I remember my grandpa always doing like yard work.
Hmm.
Um, would walk to the mailbox with him, and like the small little things meant a lot, or
Yeah.
walking through the home at night to go see last side. It was scary.
Yeah.
Those were pretty fun
In
memories.
Lyford, there's like Lyford's so small.
Yeah, and it's lonely. I don't know if it's grown. I'm sure it has, like maybe some new stores, but um, yeah, I miss those times. You had no other worries.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you had like no worries at all.
Yeah, no
It was
worries.
just like you go to school as a kid,
Yeah.
and I mean that's pretty much it. Well, I feel like one of my memories growing up that like I'll kind of like cherish for a long time, and I guess I'm till I'm older, was like when my grandpa, my abuelita Gloria's dad, my great grandpa, sorry,
Wait, your abuelita,
my grandma, my mom's mom.
your mom's mom. Okay.
Okay, her dad, my abuelito
Oh,
Carlos. So he passed a long time ago, right? And growing up, he had a ranch, like a little ranchito, right? And we would always have like gatherings there at that ranchito, and it was just like fun times, like the chivos, the little like he had like little animals there, and like we would just go out there. And then throughout the years, he kind of was like adding and adding to the ranch. Like he ended up making like a little cabin, and then he made like he threw out like a plancha, like a cement, like a slab, and then he built like a little palapa, like a roof over it, and it was pretty cool. Like growing up, we would just like for Easter, we would always be out there, and then like any little.
riding horses.
Yeah, my tío Mikey would take like horses out there. I saw him fall a couple times too.
Your grandma?
No, my uncle.
One,
Like he would be riding the horses out there.
I could.
No, wait, what do you mean?
You fall off, like, how do you learn how to ride a horse?
Oh, I
I'm
mean,
saying, like, you say you saw him fall off a lot of times. Was it because he was learning?
no, it was they would just book him off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So it's common to fall off a horse?
I mean, it's not. I don't know. I haven't ridden in a long time, but
Yeah,
I don't know if it's common or not. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw him. I've fallen off a horse twice. Yeah, I was drunk though one of them.
So that's not good. Oh, dangerous. Have you seen those movies where like the horse kicks
Oh, yeah.
and
Well, yeah. If a horse kicks you, they say never like walk in back of a horse because they can kick you.
Mhm.
But I don't know how true that is. I guess it just depends on the horse.
That's
I've walked in back of a horse. Like I remember doing it a couple times, and this is just it's just on the horse.
yeah. Well, that or it's kind of like those you were there at the wrong time with the powerful kick.
Yeah.
So you just never know, just never because if they say it because it probably has happened. Like
Oh yeah.
a bad injury or like death.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They kick the shit out of you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Even donkeys. Have you ever seen a
I
donkey kick?
never
Yeah,
did.
they'll kick you too. Yeah. I know like we kind of talk about this like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that, like whether it's with the gym or something like that we want to do like between us and stuff like with family and things. But where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? Whether it's with the business or just in
Yeah.
general.
I see myself in 5 years, so I will on my 28,
28.
30. Maybe like so this would be mostly like I'm gonna be I'd be 33, 34 in 5 years. So I would say I would at least um feel like would probably start a family already by then and then still have the gym and then just have the gym more bigger, a lot more members 5 years, I feel like Strength and Endurance Academy will be known a lot more. The podcast would be known a lot more. I'm also manifesting this at the same time. And I just feel like I would kind of be more mature, and I feel like I'd also be more peaceful
Yeah.
because I feel like my mindset has changed a lot within the past years as a person, and like I feel like we all have our stages in life, which I have always heard this from a lot of our friends. So we have a lot of older friends. I'm closer to a lot more older friends than like younger friends. And they always mention that like the best years are when you're in your 30s. So that kind of always stuck with me.
Hmm.
So like you know how you're always like I can't wait to be 21. Sometimes I'm like man I can't wait to be 30,
Yeah.
but I feel different. I thought like back in the day I was like 21 party, but then I would party before I was 21. So when I turned 21 I was like wow nothing crazy.
Hmm.
But I feel like in my 30s it's gonna be like a new chapter. Like and I'm enjoying my time right now,
Right.
but I can't wait for like a new chapter to start and stuff. So
Yeah. Even, I mean, yeah, I have heard that like about being in your 30s and stuff, but also, you know how Gary Vee says that like people when you're in your 20s and maybe early 30s or even like 18, 19, right? 20s. So he says this a lot like why do people older people expect for like a young teen or like even a mid 25 to 30-year old like older people expect them to have their shit together and to like know what they want to do, and then he always says this like people don't realize what they want or like who they are, what they want to do until they're like 40s, 50s, or they're successful until like 40s and 50s, like not successful, but they're well off.
or like figured it
Like
out.
they figured it out, until you're like 40, 50, 60. Again, I wouldn't want to wait till I'm that
Yeah,
old, but I'm like, it kind of makes me feel better that when I hear that, I'm like, okay, like,
which makes sense.
yeah, like we might not have everything figured out right now, but throughout time, it'll get better.
Oh, I agree because like there is a lot of really successful people within their 20s,
Hmm.
but they're still young. We're
Yeah,
still young. So like
yeah,
even if they have their life together as far as like wealth and stuff like that, but I'm sure with them within themselves are still figuring it out. Like
yeah,
they've only been in the world for 20 something years, 22, 21, like those
right,
people that are actually successful and like so I'm sure there'll even be even better people at 30, 40, 50 years old. And who
yeah,
knows, they'll actually figure out who they really are. Because when you're in your 20s, which is awesome, like I always think this is like sometimes we have so many expectations around us because we're adults now. So we're like, oh my God, we gotta figure it out. Oh my God. But if you think about it, like we're still, our bodies are changing, like you meet new people with it throughout life. So like, I feel like every person you meet is also like a different path, of
hmm,
life and like which is true. And then also too, just because you don't have it figured out at 20, it's okay. And it's okay if you figure it out at 30, 40, 50, or like,
yeah,
it's okay if you're 20 and 30 and you feel like you got to figure it out and you actually realize when you're in your 40s, you actually find your purpose. Like,
yeah,
so yeah, I know what you mean. Like sometimes it doesn't even matter what age you are anymore at this point, like
yeah,
you can have it all later or now, or if you're happy how you are in your 20s and you stay like that forever, that's awesome.
yeah. I feel like when I was growing up, like especially in my early 20s, and I mean, I'm being honest, like I would fucking be partying all the time and like just going out all the time. I didn't have shit figured out. But now that I kind of think about that, I'm like, maybe it was a good thing that I kind of went through that. Because now like I'm
I mean, like,
like I'm glad I kind of went through that at the beginning, like in my early 20s. Like I actually lived through that. Like, and then now that we're older, like I turned 30 in July, which is kind of fucking crazy thinking about it now. Like, damn, I'll be 30 years old. And my siblings give me crap about it all the time. They're like, "Ya estás viejo, que no sé qué."
yeah.
Anyways, like I kind of think about all the things I did in the past and like the partying and stuff like that. Like damn, like as you're getting older, you kind of like that doesn't it doesn't not that, but it's not as like as cool, like as interesting to you anymore. Like don't get me yeah, you mature. Man, don't get me wrong, like I still like going out with friends and like when we go out together, like that still it makes me happy, but I'm not like clubbing and I guess there's a time and a place for everything too, you know?
I wouldn't say you're not clubbing because we like to go out,
Yeah,
but again, we're not going out every single weekend like
yeah,
we were back in the day, or I'm sure you were back in the day, like Friday,
yeah,
Saturday, Sunday, and then the middle of the week all the time.
yeah,
There's times where like, we have my sister's Dirty 30 coming up, Coco's Dirty 30, and our goal is to go out. Like, oh, our plan is to be out there and like partying it up and celebrate that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Only
it's not like a every weekend type deal thing, you
yes,
know? Like
yeah,
because it can get old to be honest, you know. And I feel like even with my siblings, like when Aliyah was living here, I felt like I was kind of a little bit hard on her when she first moved, like you better not do this and don't do that. But like I had to think about it, like damn, she's she's young, you know,
yeah.
she's young, and I couldn't tell her much because I did what she was doing or worse, you know.
Probably like what 20 years ago,
Hmm.
maybe. So that imagine how old she was at that time. That she was still really young.
Yeah, she was barely 20,
Yeah, so
you
like
know.
you
But
and also to us
I was
as
just being an older brother, I guess.
yeah, and like you being a brother, you just don't want them to be doing bad things.
Yeah.
But you gotta also let them figure it out themselves and figure out life themselves and enjoy their life. And then obviously, like I'm sure Aliyah now seeing you, like my younger brother David seeing us, like yes, they're way younger than us, like a big gap, but then they also think about it, they're like, look at us, like you can still have fun, but also there's like the grind mode, so
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know,
And I'm really proud of my siblings now, like the older ones right now, and especially the older ones, because they both have their jobs, you know, like they
yeah,
got their jobs on their own. And I think the one thing that they've kind of listened to me on and they've been pretty good about is like growing up, I was real like dumb with money, you know, like I was never the best to, oh, I'm gonna save and I have a savings and this and that, like, and it hurt me, you know, for a long time. And then now, like them growing up, I feel like they're pretty good, like no les falta dinero, or like
yeah,
they have their little job, they save and this and that, like which is really good, you know, because I didn't do that growing up, and it could kind of hurt you in the long run, you know.
yeah,
But especially if you don't know how to save money, it's kind of hard,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, earlier, not
Or
time, but
you just
you just
you didn't find it like I don't know, like you just didn't think how important it would be or it is in your life, you know. So yeah, I'm like super proud of them now, you know. And then my younger siblings, I mean, they're still in high school, so
yeah.
they have they have some catching up to do. Yeah,
Too, like all of the mistakes and all of our choices within the young years, like to make us who we are today,
yeah,
So sometimes we have to like remember that just because you make a mistake or you just don't like save money at the time, it's okay. So now you gotta fix it. Like
yeah.
if we didn't save money at 18, 19, 20, 21, okay, snap out of it. Screw those savings. There's also a lot of resources out there like YouTube. I think YouTube everything or Google or like read books how to save or like or how to change your mindset. Like or
There's a lot of
podcasts.
financial
There's a lot of
tips out
financial
there.
tips. Or sometimes too, like there's people that like that around, like ask them, like I always think this too. If you see someone like doing good or like um something that you want to do, like sometimes you want to like ask some questions like, hey, like what do you any tips? Like how did you this and that? Like it doesn't hurt to ask.
I feel like we've been super fortunate to have people like that, whether it's members or just like friends, that they know a lot of things, whether it was like financially, business wise, you know, and that we weren't, or Irma at least, she wasn't scared to ask them, hey, how do you do this and how do you do that? And they were like, they're nice enough to show us, you know, or to tell
Yeah.
us certain types of things, which is, I mean, it helped us, you know, in certain things, which is really cool. So.
Yeah, and so like one thing I did do, I'm not trying to see if I find that YouTube video, but um like when I opened the gym, I did Google like how to start a gym and like there was so many videos on there how to start a gym. And that kind of gave me the idea like, okay, I have to have this, I have to have that, I have to think about this. And I just wrote it down. And then also too, like shout out to Jen Lima's our really good friend slash member. She has been a really big impact and a big reason why we are here today. Because like she took the time to meet with me and sit down and game plan and write down like my business plan on how to start the gym.
Yeah.
And this was before like Chris even like hopped on board to help me with the gym. Like she would meet me at the
At a coffee
at
shop
a
or something.
sit down and write down like literally like, okay, what are you looking for? Like you need to get an LLC, you need to get this, you need to do that. Like find out if you have to do this. Like the small little details, and it meant a lot to me because Angelica introduced me to Jen because we had met Angelica before.
Hmm.
And sometimes when you meet someone you're kind of scared because you're like, did they really want to help me? But genuinely I know that Jen Limas had um genuinely like wanted to help me, and I feel like she
She,
could see like
yeah,
potential in me or
yeah,
something.
yeah. I was gonna say that. I feel like she kind
Like
of saw
she
something in
wasn't gonna
you.
waste my time. And I also helped her a lot too, like one-on-ones and stuff too. Like we both kind of like switched services in a way,
Yeah.
and then she was really nice enough to say, "Hey, Irma, you know what? I'm ready to start." Like, no, I'm sure she was always ready to start paying classes, but she's the one that said, "Irma, like, turn me for my membership." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, are you sure?" And then signed her up, and then she's been paying ever since. So
Yeah.
that really means a lot. And I've sent her a few people to reach out to her to ask her about tips and stuff. So she's a really good person, and I'm super grateful for her not even being family and helping us out. And she has been following us ever since. And she lives close to our old home too, another neighborhood, but it's a little bit not a long drive, but it's a little bit longer than like living here in Cayo. And she still shows she comes to the 5 a.m.s too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she's actually like stepped it up at this new, even at the old location. Like she would show up in the mornings and get her workouts in, and even now, like she would text Irma like, "Hey, can you send me the picture, like the picture of the board of the workout that's on the board?" And like if she's out of town because she travels for work and stuff. But I feel like she stepped it up now that we're at this new location. Like,
shows.
yeah, yeah, it shows for sure. So we're super proud of her all the time, and we're super grateful that we have somebody like her that's in our corner, for any business things that we need or like advice and stuff like that. She's there. But yeah. What is something, or yeah, something you can't live without?
Wow, that's a good one. Something I can't live without. It
Yeah.
has to be a thing
I
or
don't know, just anything that like you're like, oh, I need to have this every day, or I need to carry this every day. What?
caffeine.
Yeah.
Was that your answer?
Oh yeah, it was caffeine.
I would say mine. Hot onions. Actually, no, it's not hot onions. Those. I would die for those. I would say.
She's not lying. She's not lying. She would literally kill somebody for some hot Funyuns.
Yeah.
She'd probably kill me if I didn't give her a bag of hot Funyuns.
Or if I bought a bag and it's gone, he ate them. I would probably
But
be
that's
pissed off.
that's never the case, because if there is a bag of hot Funyuns and I get home or something and I want some, or like I want I don't know, a few, whatever, yeah, a little crumb or something, they're gone. Like there's no.
Or I
Pretty much.
too positive and not finish the bag and it's
No, yeah, but she don't share her hot Funyuns. I have to like sneak. If I'm gonna eat them, I'm gonna like sneak them in there.
yeah. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. It's not how funny though. It's not. Thing I can't live without caffeine as well. I
Okay.
feel like I
Guys,
drink
we're
in the morning.
if you really like know us and see us at like almost every day, she's having caffeine right now.
Well, I'm dancing because I didn't have another energy drink at all today. Pre-workout, but it was half a scoop, and then this one. And then I tried to drink some coffee, but I just didn't end up drinking it. Like I took like 3 sips and I left it. Because I told myself, no, I'm gonna be in the podcast drinking my energy drink or nothing. So I chose the energy drink.
I need to chill out with caffeine. I drink like at least 2 Celsius a day.
Yeah.
A day. That's wild.
That's bad, but not bad. There's people that actually drink like 3, 4 monsters a day.
Yeah, that's. I see a lot of like when I go to work and stuff, I'll get down to put gas or something at the gas station, and I see the workers, and they'll be buying like the big ass monsters, like
Yeah.
not even like the sugar free ones, like the black ones with the green end, like
Well,
big ass ones. I'm like, yo,
in some statements, like I know no one's making us drink this, but nowadays you gotta hustle. You hustle to make it out here. Like I mean, even if like people are like, oh, well, like the influencers or the stay-at-home mom, but dude, to be an influencer and constant content creator, like you're like engineer recording all damn day and editing, and then like obviously you gotta work hard for them to have it stuck. There's some that are like super successful, but they worked hard, but they're also like paying their team. You know, you think about it, like you gotta hustle all
But
the
what do you, like? What is this going back to? Like drinking energy drinks,
yeah,
drinking it like to keep you going,
yeah,
bruh.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, cause we're saying like, damn, people like people are like the workers.
I think we got it. We got to a point where we just depend on energy drinks all the time.
Well, damn, you're waking up early as heck. When I come in, I'm here all day, and then like,
And but I feel like I already got my body, which is kind of bad to say, and my body
and he
is.
starts like shaking, like,
Like, dude, that's a lie, bruh.
are you feeling me now?
Look, you remember like the times when we'd be laying down and I'm just like randomly like, no, that's don't even say that. That's scary, bruh.
So,
That's scary. That
literally, it's been long, long working weeks. Yes, Chris. So, just mira hasta la madre.
not gonna lie. Yeah, and I think it had to do with my hair. Like my, my fucking hair was all over the place. I almost said that. I walked into his office this past week, and I'm not gonna say the word he told me, but in other words, he's like, "Te miras a la chingada." Like, he said it another way, and I was just like, I didn't take it. We joke around all the time. I don't take anything personal from him, but
That's one thing too. That's why I get my lashes done because if I was to show up, like, because when I stress, my eyes get little. So, and like, my stress affects my eyes. And then,
she has a lazy eye. Like her
yeah,
eye
so
starts twitching.
I could do have lazy, not that bad, but like, my neck will get droopy.
Hmm.
So if I didn't have my lashes, like, I would have a little eye. So
I don't.
the lashes even them out, you know?
I can't remember the last time I saw you without lashes.
Bro, you do not want to see me without lashes. I'll probably look like death. I'm gonna wear lashes until the day I die. I'm serious. Oh, when I'm at the casket, I better have my lashes in my nose. I will. That I'm all like,
How? You're gonna be like, casket,
no, my neck.
the casket like this.
No, I want to get to. I want to get it. Oh, shit.
Oh, would you like to get buried or you like to become ashes? Well, I guess you answered your question. You want to be buried?
Be ashes. That way people can throw me. Oh no,
No, that's cremated.
you want to be ashes.
Like cremated, I meant.
Oh,
That was the word. No, but you said, I think I want to be. What'd you say? Yes. So people can throw me?
yeah, so people. Wait, I was like, no, I would say like out in the ocean. But like a beautiful ocean, not no corpus like ground. I want it to be like why would you want to take me to Puerto Rico and don't have it?
I'm gonna take you to Galveston.
That's
Puerto Rico's nice, bro.
yeah, but she was awesome. Like basically we came back and Chris started talking like that.
Ya lo que, que lo que.
But
That was a fun ass time,
yeah,
bro. For Ivana's wedding, and then yeah,
no, yeah, that was awesome.
dímelo, Bobby.
No, no, it was fun.
That was fun.
If you guys have never been to Puerto Rico, like
Definitely.
get going at least once in your life. And I think what made it more fun was because we went with Ivana and Daniel and they're from there and their family. So like we went and everything felt so comfortable. I didn't feel like what do we do? What do we do? Like
Yeah,
we just kind of went with the flow and they
they,
took us to places
yeah, they were like the best,
best
the
tourists.
best tour
But
guides.
also it was their wedding, so we made sure they enjoy their time and then I'm grateful for them because they even stayed at the hotel that we stayed at like after the wedding. So we got to spend some time together with them. So amazing.
It was super fun. We got some stories from that trip. Guys, if you haven't tuned in, make sure you tune in, listen to our podcast, watch it on Spotify or YouTube. We
Yes.
greatly appreciate it. I know we're just kind of starting with this thing, but um, we're learning as we go, like we said, and it's just something fun that we kind of decided to do, both of us, and just to talk about anything and everything and random ass things and
Yes, and subscribe to our YouTube, comment on our videos, and follow us on Spotify. Follow us on follow us.
swallow, swallow us.
So follow us, aka subscribe, follow us on all social medias and TikTok too. We're on TikTok, so follow me on Coach Imani said. Follow my TikTok, Coach Imani said, and follow our Instagram, Strength Nurse Academy. Thank you guys for watching, and we love you all. Peace.
Peace.